The very first thing I did when I initially set up my Obsidian Vault back in January of 2020 was create a cross-reference library from sermon notes that I took that I wanted to connect and use for my own personal Bible study. The second thing I did was create a template so I could start digital journaling in Obsidian using the Daily Notes core plugin. And as my Obsidian workflows evolve, I continually find new ways to leverage that daily note. Most recently, I figured out a way to track my daily Bible reading via a chronological reading plan completely in Obsidian. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how I set it all up. Now keep in mind that this approach would work for any kind of daily readings that you wanted to track inside of your daily note. You just need to swap out the Bible text I'm going to show you for the reading that you want to use. So let's start by considering the source text that you want to use. In this case, I'm going to be using Bible chapters that I'll be assigning for each day's reading. Now the basis for doing the daily Bible reading in Obsidian that I'm going to show you is a resource called Kingdom Study Tools for Obsidian. This basically gives you the entire King James Version of the Bible, which is public domain, that you can just add into your vault that has the text in the chapter as note format. Now I still like having each individual verse as its own atomic note, so I've made some modifications to this and combined it with my verse as note format. But if you just want to read the Bible in Obsidian, then these Kingdom Study Tools are actually a great resource and the best place to start. And you can find the download link in the description below this video. One of the things that's really cool about Kingdom Study Tools is that each word has a link to the original Hebrew or Greek word that was used in the original languages, so you can hover over the Strong's number and see that word and its meaning, which is helpful if you want to dig deeper. If you're reading and you want to know a little bit more about what the true meaning of the word that was used, you can just hover over that number. Now, this obviously does require that you bring over the Hebrew and Greek resources from the Kingdom Study Tools into your own vault as well, but this is really cool. I've been doing this for years in expensive Bible software programs like Logos and Accordance, and I think it's really cool that you can do this now directly in Obsidian. Now keep in mind, it's going to look a little weird at first until you add a custom CSS snippet to style the text the way that you want. There's a custom CSS file in the Kingdom Study Tools download, but there's a couple of things I don't really like about it, including the font that they decided to use. So I tweaked it a little bit and I made my own custom CSS file. And I've actually included that file in the Obsidian University Starter Vault, so you can use that for yourself if you'd like. You'll just need to go to the appearance settings for the Obsidian University Starter Vault, click on the folder icon to reveal the hidden folder with the CSS file, copy it, then switch to your vault, go to the appearance settings, click the folder icon to reveal the hidden folder, and paste the CSS file there. Then go back to your Obsidian appearance settings and reload the CSS snippets and toggle on the one that you just added. This makes the links to the Strong's keywords smaller and it moves them up a bit so it's easier to read the main text, but the links are right there if you want them. Now, once the Bible is set up in your vault, you can just link to the chapters that you want to read on the days that you want to read them. And there are lots of Bible reading plans out there, but the one that I personally like to use is called the Chronological Bible Reading Plan. And this is where you read through the Bible in order of the historical order of events actually happening. This is a little bit different than just reading it from front to back, but I really like this style of reading plan. And I created a note that has tasks for all of the chronological Bible readings for an entire year starting January 1st. This note is available as a resource in the newest version of the Obsidian University Starter Vault as well, so you can just grab it from there and add it to your own vault if you want to use it for yourself. Now for this to work, we need to use a community plugin called Obsidian Tasks. This is an incredible plugin that adds a bunch of task management capabilities right into Obsidian. To install it, go to the settings, click on the community plugins, click browse, and then find the Obsidian Tasks community plugin in the directory. Install and enable the plugin, then go to the plugin settings where you'll need to configure a few things. Now there's actually not a whole lot here that you really have to do, but if you want it to look like the one that I'm about to show you, you're going to want to make sure that the task format is set to the task emoji format so that it can read the contents of the Chronological Bible Reading Plan note. Next, you'll need to set the global task filter settings. This is a tag that gets added to the tasks in Obsidian so that the task plugin can tell what's a task and what's a checklist item. I like to use the hashtag to do filter so that only items that have the tag to do show up in my Obsidian task queries. And then lastly, I like to toggle on remove global filter from description, which makes the items in the checklist cleaner by not showing the hashtag to do tag in the queries themselves. Now, once you have the Obsidian Task plugin configured, you'll need to add a query to your daily note template that shows just the readings for that particular day. And the way to create this query is to use 3 backticks to create a code block and then add the word tasks. Then on the next line, we'll add a due date by putting due and then a date token by adding date:year dash month dash day inside of double curly brackets. This will convert into the date of the daily note when the daily note is created, and if you want to explore templates further, check out this other video that I made about using templates in Obsidian. Okay, next we need a way to show only the tasks that pertain to daily Bible reading. So in the Chronological Bible Reading Plan note that I've provided in the Obsidian University Starter Vault, I've added a Bible reading tag to each line. So in the query, we'll add a line for tags, including hashtag Bible reading. And this will return only the tasks due that day that have that specific tag. Next, in the query results, we'll remove the tags by adding a line for hide tags, and then to keep it clean, we'll also add a line for short mode. Then on the next line, make sure that there's 3 backticks to close out our code block. And now when we create a new daily note using this template file, the date token gets converted to that date, and now our results will render like so. Now, if you want, you can even put this code inside of a callout. I've created some custom callouts using the Callout Manager plugin, which again is a community plugin, but those are also added to the Obsidian University Starter Vault. Now you'll have to add them manually to your own vault using the Callout Manager community plugin that I've linked to in the description below, but I've included an updated daily note template file in the Obsidian University Starter Vault as well, so you can just grab the code from there if you want to use it in your own daily note. The key is to change the callout type to something that you've added in the Callout Manager settings, and then include a greater than sign at the beginning of each line of the code that you want to render inside of the callout. Now, one thing to be aware of here is that you'll likely see an error message appear if you try to check items off of this list while you're not in reading mode. To get around this, I actually added another community plugin called Forced Note View Mode. And in the folder section of the settings, added an entry to forced notes in my daily notes folder into reading mode or preview mode by default. I also deleted the entry that applied to all files right below that. This means that if I'm in a different note, then I can use the edit mode, but the minute that I switch to my daily notes folder, it automatically switches to reading mode and the tasks get logged correctly by the Obsidian Task plugin. So there you have it, my custom workflow for tracking my daily Bible reading entirely in Obsidian. And as I mentioned earlier, all of this except the Bible text itself is available for free inside my Obsidian University Starter Vault, which also includes a bunch of other tips and resources to help you make the most of your notes and ideas in Obsidian. You can download the Obsidian University Starter Vault for yourself by going to obsidianuniversity.com/vault. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in another video.